From Inc.com, this is the Inc. Productivity Tip. Expert opinions, valuable insight, and helpful advice from today's top business coaches, thought leaders, and entrepreneurs. Let's start off today with a question or two. How stressed would you say you are right now? And how do you tend to handle your stress? Science says chronic stress actually changes your personality, and not exactly in a good way. But try a little cognitive reframing whenever you feel stressed to change the effect. A recent study shows the majority of people who feel stress are negatively affected, with headaches, fatigue, and problem sleeping the result. Another study shows that people who experience persistently moderate or high levels of stressful life events over a number of years have a 50% higher mortality rate. Now, clearly, stress has an impact on your life and on your personality. According to a study published in Psychology and Aging, the more poorly participants handle daily stressors, the more introverted, unfriendly, and closed off from new experiences they become. Now, granted, becoming more or less extroverted is relatively unimportant, unless you want to be more or less outgoing and social. Now, broadly speaking, introverts are no less happy or intelligent or successful than extroverts. Some people might want to argue that a little bit, but being more or less friendly does matter. A Harvard Business Review study found that being likable plays a bigger role than being competent in work relationships. People would rather work with a lovable fool than a competent jerk. Another study published in Accounting, Organizations, and Society found that likable people are more likely to get others to go along with their suggestions, even if those suggestions lack supporting evidence. Or, as Mark Cuban says, being nice is one of the most underrated business skills. Being open to new experiences matters as well. According to a study published in Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences that involved millions of participants, openness, such as your willingness to engage in and explore new experiences, ideas, information, interpersonal relationships, and the like, is the only personality trait with a substantial correlation to intelligence. Openness can make you smarter and, by extension, can make you happier. According to a study published in Psychological Medicine, levels of happiness are highest in the highest IQ groups and lowest in the lowest IQ groups. Which leads us back to stress. The less you're able to deal with daily stress, and we're not talking about the major stressors here like illness or injury, loss of income, big changes in relationships, comparatively the little stuff, the less extroverted, agreeable, and open you will become over time. Now, as the researchers write, these findings clarify how changes in daily experiences are related to broader personality changes and inform integrative frameworks of personality development across the adult lifespan. Or, let's break that down into non-researcher speak. The poorer you deal with stress, the more your personality will change and the greater the impact on your intelligence and your happiness. The problem is managing daily stressors better, like getting more sleep or freeing up time to do the things you really want to do, features prominently on the list of things that are easier said than done. Unless you do a little cognitive reframing. When something happens that makes you feel nervous or challenged or scared, your body responds, your heart rate increases, your breathing might get shallower and faster, your body temperature rises. Those responses are automatic and normal. Your body spotted a problem or a challenge and said, let's get out of here. The problem is, your body also vasoconstricts. The muscles inside your blood vessels tighten, making the space inside smaller. Vasoconstriction raises your blood pressure and reduces circulation to your extremities, which is why when you feel really stressed, your fingers and toes can feel cold. That's why chronic stress is directly linked to cardiovascular disease. Now, that natural response to a problem or a challenge, it's terrible for you. But here's the thing. A study published in Journal of Experimental Psychology found that when people view their stress response as helpful, seeing their body's natural response to stress as a sign their body is rising to a challenge, they don't vasoconstrict. Their blood pressure doesn't rise. In fact, their physiological profiles looked like what health psychologist Kelly McGonigal describes as what happens in moments of joy and courage. By thinking about stress differently, by seeing stress as a good thing, they change how their bodies respond, which likely makes them respond more thoughtfully, proactively, and successfully to whatever challenge they face. Now, you don't need research to tell you that feeling stressed negatively impacts your professional and personal performance. We all perform better when we feel more confident and self-assured. So, what should you do? While research shows simply trying to ignore stress rarely works, reframing stress can. Now, if you are not familiar, cognitive reframing is a psychological technique that consists of identifying and changing the way you view situations, experiences, events, and emotions. So, say you're nervous about an investor pitch. See the fact you feel nervous as a good thing. It means you have the chance to raise capital. Or say you're concerned you won't be able to fulfill an order on time. See the fact you're concerned as a good thing. It means your business has the chance to level up. The same is true for pressure. As tennis legend Billie Jean King likes to say, pressure is a privilege. Feeling pressure means you are in a position to do something meaningful, something important, something where the outcome truly matters. When you feel nervous or stressed, when you feel your heart rate rise and your breathing quicken, reframe those feelings. See that feeling as your body rising to a challenge, helping you be more able to step in or step up or eliminate a problem or a challenge. See stress as a signal that you have the opportunity to make your life better. While you can never totally control your emotions, you can better control how you manage them. Not only will that make the short-term outcome better, it can also help you stay or become more friendly and open, and smarter and happier. All from a little reframing. That's all for today. This article was written by Jeff Hayden. For more expert opinions from today's top business coaches and thought leaders, go to Inc.com/lead. Be sure to come back tomorrow for another helpful tip from Inc.